Wow, we absolutely smashed that mini stretch goal. I was working on Goobuddies on live stream, and then one of the regulars that likes hanging out here at Sungrand just made a fun request for development, just for fun, and it turns out this could actually be a feature in the game, so I added a mini stretch goal. Looks like we smashed that with the Kickstarter campaign. I want to thank everyone. Thank you so much for championing this project and for carrying it as far as it has gone so far. I want to share with you my idea for Stackfusion. So we're pretty close to that stretch goal. If we reach the next stretch goal, I can add Stackfusion. And Stackfusion in Goobuddies allows you to stack one Goobuddy on top of another Goobuddy in order to perform basically a temporary fusion. In my mind, this is something that is temporary that you use for battle, but I would like to have it to where you can perform Stackfusion on the ranch so you can see your Goobuddies walking around as a fused form, because I think that would be fun. This is an interesting concept to me, and if I'm able to implement it, if we reach that stretch goal, it means that there will be quite a bit more work I have to do, because every single Goobuddy has to be able to physically combine with another Goobuddy. Now, it would not be practical or really possible to create a whole new form based on each Goobuddy because there are so many unique species, but you can stack them on top of each other. And there are some Goobuddies who will actually change form when they combine with other Goobuddies. For example, if Goobuddies have wings, they will actually just turn into that set of wings and they will combine with the other Goobuddies. So there are some situations where Goobuddies will change form when they combine via Stackfusion. One of the Goobuddies is Skyclaw, and this is inspired by a claw machine. And so in my mind, this Goobuddy, Skyclaw, would be carrying around the other Goobuddies, and I designed this Goobuddy with that in mind, was maybe he can carry around the other Goobuddies and they can be a little team for Stackfusion. We have reached the funding goal, and I'm so grateful to all of you, because there's no way I could have done this by myself. Thank you so much for sharing the project online, and it just gets me fired up, and I'm on cloud 9 right now, because I just want to keep working on this game. I want to work harder. I want to make something absolutely awesome for you. And because we've reached that goal, I can now work on the weapon line of Goobuddies. And this is an entire family line of Goobuddies. It's 13 Goobuddy species that are all weapons. And the other Goobuddies, when you perform Stackfusion, they'll be able to use the weapon Goobuddies during battle. And it combines their stats together, and they're able to share the move pool of the two Goobuddies combined together. So it adds more capability. So it's basically adding a 6th party member to your battles. Battles are strategic. There's so much to it. For example, there's one move that you can teach your Goobuddy through training called Eat. There's Eat 1 and Eat 2. And there's different sizes to projectile attacks during battle. There's small, medium, and large. And the Eat command, your Goobuddy can actually eat incoming projectiles, and they can restore their own health. So there's a whole bunch of complexity to the battle system. There's so many different avenues for you to explore in terms of creative strategy. And to me, this is the kind of game that I want, and I think it would be so cool if we had this. I just want to share this with people. And what's so vital to a monster game is a bunch of different monsters. So now we've got it. We're able to have at least 52 more that I had planned. I'll be adding those to the game. And we're also going to have the Goobuddies of the backer rewards. So there is a backer tier where people create their own monster designs, and then I'll adapt them into the game so they fit. Basically adapting is I'll make sure that there's no harsh edges and no hard parts. Like for example, Goobuddies are not supposed to be born with claws or anything like that. And so I just make sure that people's designs fit in. I'm just going to make things a little rounder, a little squishier, a little more gooey, and people will be able to raise the monster that you've made. You design the monsters. It's going to be in the game permanently, immortalized, and people all around the world can raise the monster that you've created. I'm so amped. You can probably tell I'm fired up, man. So thank you again, everyone. If we can hit that next stretch goal, we're pretty close to it. If we can hit that, we can have Stackfusion in the game. I was always a huge fan of fusion in Dragon Ball, and I think that that passion for just combining characters together is why I had this concept for Goobuddies. Thanks very much, everyone. Have a great holiday season. We'll see you again soon.